Hey everybody, what's up? My name is Kira, Island Socialist on Instagram, and my blog is islandsocialist.com. It has been a little minute, but today I have a super exciting video. Now, first of all, let's address the elephants in the room, or the cats in the room. I know I look super comical today. That is because I have major shoots this evening and I'm doing a braid out, so I have my hair in 4 cornrows, and y'all are not allowed to see the situation going on up here. I literally could not find any of my headbands. I need to get this video out ASAP, so y'all are just gonna have to deal with my cat beanie. This is so not summery or tropical. Anyway, on to the video. Today I am sharing my makes for hashtag sewing bowl challenge, hosted by Salon Michon on Instagram. It's a really fun challenge that kind of pushes you out of your comfort zone a little bit. I did partake in the challenge last year, which was the first year, and I was so happy to see that she brought it back again this year. Also, if you didn't get a chance to enter the July challenge, she actually decided to host another one for August, and she is currently picking names and themes for August. If by the end of this video you decide you want to enter the challenge as well, I will have the link to Salon Michon's Instagram page down below, so you can head on over and shoot her a quick message to get in on the fun. Now let's get into the video. So if you are not familiar with the sewing bowl challenge, Michon came up with this super cool idea, and actually last year when I first heard it, I thought it had something to do with the Super Bowl, but it has absolutely nothing to do with the Super Bowl. It's called the sewing bowl challenge because she picks little post-its out of some bowls, kind of like how you would pick names out of a hat. And each bowl is a different category. Some of the things in the bowls would be like what type of pattern to use, what type of fabric, color scheme, print. So basically, whatever she pulls out of the bowls for your name determines the theme of your make. It's a really nice way to challenge yourself and maybe try things a little bit out of your comfort zone. Now, if you're not one for experimenting and trying new things, this challenge may not be the one for you. However, what I love is that a lot of the themes are kind of general and open to interpretation, and there's nothing hard and fast about this. It's a super fun challenge. It's not judged or anything. So last year, I can't remember exactly what I got, but I do remember some of the things. I know I got animal print, pastels, athleisure, and I will put a picture on the screen of what my make was for last year's challenge. I will also link that video down below in the description box. No, the thing is, some things have changed for the challenge this year, and these are really positive changes that I know all the participants are a little bit happy about. The first change is that last year she would only pick one post-it from each bowl. This time she picked 2 from each bowl so that you can choose which one from each bowl you want to do. That new element of choice is something that I know is very welcomed by the participants this year. The other change is that last year there were timelines in one of the category bowls. I remember I got 2 weeks, some people got 1 week, some people got the whole month. This time she decided to take that element away so that there's really no pressure. So we had the entire month of July to make and post. So let's take a look at the categories Michon pulled for me. So first I had to choose between PDF and McCall's, and funny enough, I actually at first chose a PDF McCall's pattern. However, I had a little change of heart because that one required boning, and I've actually never used boning before, so I wanted to leave that for a future date when I have a little bit more time to put in the effort to learn the whole boning situation. I decided to just go with PDF to make it simpler for me. My next category was either coat, cape, or jacket, or I could do top, tunic, or vest. I think Anybody could have guessed I would make a top out of all of those options because I don't know where I go in this weather with a coat, a cape, or a jacket. So top it is for me. Then in terms of colors, I had to choose between white and jewel tones. Funny enough, my fabric is jewel tones on a white background, but since we could only choose one, I'm just gonna call it jewel tones. Then I had to choose between color block or abstract or novelty print. So I went with an abstract print, and the craziest thing is that my print actually looks like jewels. So they're in the colors of jewel tones and the shapes kind of look like jewels. This next part stumped me, I'm not gonna lie. I had to use home decor quilted fabric or repurposed or scrap fabric. I don't keep a lot of scraps. Most of the time my scraps go into making muslins for future projects. Otherwise, if they're not gone into muslins, it means that they're too small to do anything with. So I would have had to combine some really crazy fabrics together in order to have a top. So that was not an option for me. So I went into the home decor section at my local fabric store, and y'all would not believe, well, I already explained the fabric, but I could not believe when I walked in. This was the first home decor fabric that stuck out to me. It's a white background with some jewelry shaped thingamabobs, and the colors are pretty much jewel tones. I mean, they're a little bit lighter than jewel tones, but hey, open to your interpretation, right? So I just could not believe that I found the perfect fabric. And because it was home decor fabric, I think it was 108 inches wide. So I just picked up 1 yard, and home decor fabric is more expensive. So I was a little bit worried. But because this particular one was 108 inches wide, I only needed 1 yard. So this just works out perfectly. Cannot complain at all. And then for my last category, I had to do either hack it or matching accessory. Now, if you are not new to my channel, you probably expected me to hack it, right? Got you. I did not hack it. I made a matching accessory. I made a handbag to go with my top. And here's the fun fact about that one. So I used the same home decor fabric and I quilted it. So it seems like for a lot of the categories, I actually ended up doubling up, not on purpose. So now that you've seen my options, let us get into my mix. So I am going to start with the top, and here she is. This is the Basque Blouse and Dress pattern by Stitch Witch Patterns. This is my first time using a Stitch Witch pattern. I actually mentioned them in my square necklines video. At that time, this pattern was not out. I think I mentioned the Tote blouse and the Anne Boleyn top. But now this is a new launch. It's the Basque top and dress pattern. This is obviously the top version, and the good thing about this pattern is that there are a ton of options. So before I get into the details of my top, let us just run through the pattern details quickly. One of the main things that drew me to this pattern is that it looks like a corset. It looks very vintage, giving me Bridgerton and Outlander vibes without the boning, and that is why I opted to do this one instead of the McCall's pattern I had originally planned for. So like I said, this pattern has a ton of options. For the dress option, you can do a gathered skirt or an A-line skirt, and I will have the line drawings on the screen right now so you can see. I was really interested in the A-line dress. However, I had to make a top for this challenge. If I did not have to make a top for this challenge, I would have totally made the dress. So that means sometime in the future, look out for the A-line dress. I'm not really a fan of the gathered one for my body type personally, but I love the A-line silhouette. It's a pretty low and wide square neckline. The corners are kind of rounded, so it's like a soft square. And then the top well, both in the top and the dress version, there's this really nice V point at the hem, which is what gives it that corset vibe. There are side bust darts as well as waist darts. On the front, the back has no darts, and what I really loved is the fact that there are cup sizes. So there are two bust cup options in this pattern. There's A and B and there's C and D. I obviously used the C and D bust cup option. For the dress option, the closure is a zipper in the back, and you can also add some little ties at the waist to tie in the back. But for the top, the back is closed with buttons. There are two sleeve options. There is a short puff sleeve, which is the one I made, and then there is a 3/4 puff sleeve as well, but then it has a little frill to the end. Very, very vintage vibes. For both the top and the dress, there is a sleeveless option as well, and the top is lined. I can't speak for the dress because I didn't make the dress, and honestly, I didn't even open the dress file because there were different files for each style, and I remember seeing a different file for sleeveless as well. So I just opened the sleeved blouse file, so I can't really speak for anything else, but my version that I made is fully lined except for the sleeves. So in terms of sizing, the basque blouse and dress pattern goes from 0 to 34, and that is a maximum bust of 59 inches, a maximum waist of 51 inches, and a maximum hip of 60 inches. So a pretty nice size range there. I did just whip up a quick little muslin just to check my size. I ended up making the size 18 blouse with the CD cup option, and I did have to make two small alterations. One is I shortened the top by 3/4 inch just so it could come up a little bit closer to my natural waist, and then the other change I made was to take up the shoulders 1/2 inch, and even with the shoulders taken up 1/2 inch, the neck is still pretty low on me, so something to be aware of, especially if you have a petite frame. The arm side also seems really long before I took up the 1/2 inch, so really happy I did that alteration. I can't imagine the neck being any lower on me than it already is. So those were the alterations I made to the basque blouse. I'm definitely putting up those pattern pieces to make another time, and like I said, I definitely want to try the A-line dress version. Hubby also really liked this top on me, so that's a plus. So here is a little close-up of my basque blouse. There you can see the lining. The little puff sleeves are finished with elastic. The neckline is so wide that it's dropping off the hanger. The back is also pretty low, but not as low as the front. I just added some crystal buttons to mine. Not sure if you can see the bust darts and the waist darts. The waist darts come all the way from in this pointed hem area. And because it is lined, that point lays very nicely. So here you can see a close-up of the fabric. Bearing in mind I am filming in very crappy lighting because it is very gloomy outside, so I highly doubt that this is even showing up true to color on camera. But this is my little basque blouse. Absolutely love it in this fabric, and because of the home deck fabric, the stiffness of it, this is actually Scotch Guard. The puffy sleeves really puff. They really hold their shape nicely, and I love how structured it is in this fabric. So actually now I know to always use a stiffer fabric when I'm making this pattern. If y'all thought that was fun, here is my matching accessory. I did a few little sneak peeks of me making this bag on Instagram stories, and oh my goodness, y'all went crazy for it. Honestly, I don't blame you. I am obsessed with this little bag. It is the best bag I have ever made in terms of the style, in terms of the finishing, in terms of the quality. Like, hubby could not believe that I made this bag. He said it looks very professional and very store-bought. So kudos to me, pat on the back. But honestly, I owe all of this to the pattern. This is the Scrunchie Tote pattern by Cool Stitches. Here she is, the cutest thing ever, literally the cutest thing ever. Here's a little up close so you can see the quilting. The sides are boxed. Love the box corners, love the square shape, love the scrunchy handles. It has a magnetic closure on the inside, and there is also a little pocket. I am just obsessed. I was originally just going to line this with some white fabric, but y'all, this bag was so good. I just had to line it with the same fabric. Like, I would do it injustice if I had just put in a plain lining. So the Scrunchie Tote pattern, like I said, is by Cool Stitches. It's actually one of those patterns where you choose the price, so you can get it free if you so desire, or you can pay €5, I think it is. I think maybe like 5 or 10. Actually, I think you can probably put in any amount. To be honest, I don't remember, but the suggested price on the website is €5, and you can just change that to 0 if you want to get it free. I did pay for it though, because I don't know, I just respect a pattern designer's hustle. I mean, nothing is wrong if you want to get it for free, but I personally chose to pay for it, and now that I've made it up, that designer deserves all the credits. I'm happy I paid for it. She even has a video tutorial, which is what I followed. So I didn't even look at the instructions. I just followed the YouTube video tutorial. It's a really, really good size. It can fit my phone, it can fit my purse. It can fit anything that I need to put in it, but it's also not too big either. It's just like a nice little mini tote bag, and I absolutely love it in this fabric. And this will be really nice to pair with solids. So like if I was wearing one of these colors, then this bag would go really, really nicely. It would also go nicely with white. So I don't have access to fusible fleece here. I've been meaning to order some, so I've kind of stopped making bags because I realize I'm compromising on quality when I just use regular interfacing. The bags are all floppy. So for this one, I decided to do the quilting with batting, so it has the perfect structure. I also have interfacing in here as well. And one of the things that this designer has you do that a lot of them do not, after you box the corners, you then top stitch the corners. I don't know if you can see that, but top stitching the corners really, really helps the bag to just stand on its own, especially at the bottom. So I literally have nothing in this bag, and it can just like stand on my hands as a square. It holds its structure very, very well. So now I think anytime I want to make a bag and I don't have a fusible fleece, I will just use batting and just quilt the fabric. It does not take away anything at all. Actually, I think it adds something. So at first, when I first started the pattern, I had no idea how these scrunchie handles were constructed. Y'all, this is the simplest handle to do. It looks like it took some effort, but honestly it didn't. you have a shorter strap that you just thread through the inside and scrunch these up. I did make one change because these long scrunchy straps were actually supposed to be cut on the folds, and I did cut it on the folds. It was really, really, really long, but because of the thickness of my fabric, the scrunchy part got really, really stiff and thick, and I didn't like the way it scrunched. I prefer this nice looser scrunch. So I chopped those straps in half, and this is how mine turned out. Obviously, if you're using a much lighter weight fabric, you probably want to go ahead and cut them on the fold as directed in the instructions. So this was a super, super simple make, very, very satisfying. It's a nice little project. If you have some time to kill, if you need a quick little accessory, highly, highly recommend the Scrunchie Tote by Cool Stitches. So those are my makes for this year's Sewing Bowl Challenge held in July. Like I said, Michonne is taking it over into August. She's starting a whole new challenge, and she has already started picking names and categories from the bowls. If you want in, I will have her Instagram page linked down below. Just head on over, shoot her a quick message, and she will get you sorted out. Now for us in July, she did say that there was going to be a random prize if you finished on time, submitted on time, and did all of your categories. She was gonna choose a random winner to win some prize or the other. I have no idea, but apart from that, it's just a super, super, super fun challenge that takes you out of your comfort zone. This is not a fabric that I would have generally been drawn to, especially because it was in the home decor section. The funniest thing is that this was probably in the store for ages, and I never noticed it because I hardly venture into the home decor section. So this was definitely an eye-opener for me. I need to go in there more often. And because the top is fully lined, I don't have to worry about that slightly scratchy feeling of the home deck fabric. The only place where it bothers me slightly is on the sleeves by the elastic, and I think that is because I made the elastic just a smidgen too tight. So I think I'm gonna unpick that and loosen the elastic just a bit so that I'm not feeling the slightly scratchy feeling on my bicep. Apart from that, home decor fabric sews up like a dream, just like cotton. There's no shifting or moving. It's really sturdy and easy to sew. My machine had no issues, and I really love the structure I added to that basque top. And of course, home deck is perfect for bag making. So let me know how you think I did for the sewing bowl challenge. Honestly, I think I nailed it. This is the first time in a really long time I could say that my plans and my makes just went flawlessly. Everything came together nicely. I found the perfect fabric. I had no issues at all. Selecting patterns was easy. It was just a breeze. It was really satisfying to take part in this challenge. Super fun, and I just had a blast. So leave me your comments down below. Let's have a chat about these makes, and let me know if you're gonna enter for August. I don't think I can because my August is ram-packed. I actually have some sewing to do for a wedding, so my August is kind of out of it. Also, this weekend is my anniversary. Hubby and I are celebrating 6 years on Sunday, so I am going to pretty much be off social media, I want to say, for the whole of August. I mean, I will obviously try to drop in some little things here and there on the channel and on Instagram. We will see how that goes. Don't hold me to it. I think I'm just gonna pretty much take August as a little break from selfish sewing, a well-needed break too. I'm kind of getting tired of fitting clothes on myself, and I need a little something to break up the monotony. So sewing for the wedding it's going to be challenging, but I also welcome it as well. So that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed, give me a big thumbs up. Also hit the subscribe button on your way out if you haven't done so already. Click the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I post a new video, because y'all know YouTube be hating when you're not consistent. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.